Okay, hi everybody. Today we're going to turn our attention to fractions. Now, I know a lot of people like hear the word fraction and they just all of a sudden like tense up, like oh my gosh, I don't want to do fractions. But I tell you what, fractions are not that bad. And I'm going to tell you something else. Um, Calculators right here, not a big fan. I'm not a fan of these calculators. I prefer fractions by pencil and paper. So when you're doing fractions on Delta Math, because that's what we're going to be working on, I want you to have out paper and pencil, handy to work it out like you see me work it out when I do it in the lesson. It's going to really, really, really help you in the long run if you know how to do fractions by hand rather than just typing it into a calculator. So first of all, I want to encourage you to do that. And as you've noticed through all of our lessons, I don't pull out a calculator. I prefer no calculators until like Algebra 2. And that's like when you're a junior in high school. Okay, anyway, sometimes for, calculators have a purpose, but by and large, I want you to know how to do this stuff by paper and pencil. Okay, so here's what we're going to do today. You know what fractions are, all right? So now we're going to simplify fractions, okay? And when they say simplify, that means we want it in lowest terms. Okay, so we're going to do these 6, and that's going to take care of it. So the first one I look at here is 14 over 24. Okay, 14 over 24 is not in lowest terms. It's not in lowest form because 14 and 24 are both even. They're both divisible by 2. So I'm going to divide top by 2 and divide the bottom number by 2. 14 divided by 2 is 7. 24 divided by 2. Okay, if you need to, if you can't do it mentally, which is fine, off to the side, let's do 24 divided by 2. So 2 into 2 goes once. Subtract 2, nothing there, bring down the 4. 2 into 4 goes twice. 2 times 2 is 4 with a 0 remainder. So 24 divided by 2 is 12. Now, can that reduce further? Well, it can't. 7 is a prime number, so the only thing 7 is divisible by is 1 and 7. 12 is not divisible by 7, so that is our answer in lowest terms. Okay, now let me show you what this looks like on Delta Math. Here's what I've got. Simplify the following fraction, 14 over 24. Okay, we just figured out that it was, there it is, 7 over 12. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to type in on my keyboard, I'm going to type in 7, and then the divide by, where did it go? Here it is. The divide by is right here on my keypad. 7 divided by, now I'm going to put in 12. Okay, whoops. Oh, silly me, I forgot to click on the box. First click on the box right there. And now I'm going to repeat that. I'm going to do 7 divided by 12. So now it comes up 7 divided by 12. It automatically makes it into a fraction. And now let's hit submit answer. I want to submit that. Yes, I do. And we got it right. And it shows how you could work it out. It actually writes down the factors of 14. It writes down the factors of 24. And it sees that the common factor is 2. So it divided top and bottom by 2 like we did and ended up with 7 over 12. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like on Delta Math. Now again, if you go to another problem, new problem, and say I was like, I need a refresher, just hit show solution. Shows you how to work it out and what the answer is. So never be afraid to do that. And then once you feel like you've got the hang of it, then just keep doing it without the solution. Keep going to a new problem. And, let's not show solution. Show question. There we go. And then just work it out because you're learning right now. Okay, now let me go back. I want to show you a few hints that I've picked up along the way. Okay, back here. Now I'm going to simplify the fraction 8 divided by 16. Well, I know 16 is divisible by 8. So I'm going to divide top and bottom by 8. Okay, now 8 divided by 8 is 1. You have to have 1 in that numerator. 16 divided by 8 is 2. So your final answer there is 1/2. Okay, 63 over 77. Okay, numbers are a little harder there. Let's see. We could do like they did on Delta Math. We could write down the factors of 63. So I could say, okay, 63, we've got a 1 and a 63. I'm going to do the rainbow method. 63 is not divisible by 2, but it is divisible by 3 because 6 plus 3 is 9, and 9 is divisible by 3. I don't know if you know that trick. To see if a number is divisible by 3, you add the digits, 6, 7, 8, 9. You end up with 9. 9 is divisible by 3. That means that this number, 63, is divisible by 3. So I've got 3 and, let's see, 63 divided by 3. 3 times 2 is 6. Nothing there. Bring down the 3. 3 times 1 is 3. So if I were to subtract 3, I'd get a 0 remainder. So 3 and 21. It's not divisible by 4 because it's not even. It's not divisible, well, it's just not divisible by 4. Wait, is it? Is 63 divisible by 4? 4 into 6 goes once. Subtract 4. I get a 2 left over. Bring down the 3. No, 4 doesn't go into 23. So it's not divisible by 4. Is it divisible by 5? No, because it doesn't end in 5 or 0. Is it divisible by 6? No, not divisible by 6. Is it divisible by 7? Well, let's think about it. 7 times 9 is 63. So 7 and 9. So what I'm doing here is I'm writing down the factors of 63. Oops, there it is. Writing down the factors of 63 using the rainbow method. Now the factors of 77 are 1 and 77. And I know 7 and 11. 7 times 11 is 77. So they have a common factor of 7. I'm going to divide top and bottom by 7. So 63 divided by 7 is 9. 77 divided by 7 is 11. So I end up with my final answer of 9 over 11. That cannot be simplified further because 11 is prime, and the only factors of 11 are 1 and 11. So that would be our final simplified fraction. Okay, up here, number 4, 19 over 20. Okay, 19 is prime. The only factors of 19 are 1 and 19. 20 and 19 have no common factors. I can't divide by 2, I can't divide by 3, I can't divide both of them by 4. They're not divisible by 5, not both of them. Anyway, you could keep looking, but that is your final answer. It does not simplify further. Now, I don't think there's any on there on Delta Math like that, but in case you do have one, you would just rewrite it as 19 over 20 and submit that answer. Okay, 24 divided by 36. I'm going to show you 2 ways to work this one out. First of all, I notice that they're both even. So I could just start out dividing top and bottom by 2. 24 divided by 2 we know is 12. We did that here. 36 divided by 2, work it out longhand if you need to. 36 divided by 2 is 18. Now I realize those are both divisible by 2. So I'm going to divide top and bottom by 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 18 divided by 2 is 9. Okay, now I realize that 6 and 9 are both divisible by 3. So I'm going to divide by 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 9 divided by 3 is 3. That's my final answer. 24 over 36 reduces to 2/3. That's my final simplified form. Now, I want to show you another approach. 24 divided by 36. Well, if we were to write out the factors of 24, we've got 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, and then 4 and 6. I'm going to try to sneak those up there. Okay, so those are the factors of 24. The factors of 36 are 1 and 36, 2 and 18, 3 and 12. Okay, right there I'm going to stop because I realize that I'm looking for a greatest common factor, and I notice that they're both divisible by 12. So I could divide top and bottom by 12, 24 divided by 12 is 2. 36 divided by 12 is 3. And I end up with 2/3, which is the same answer I got here. But if you don't see the greatest common factor to start with, you can just start out by dividing by smaller integers. Divide top and bottom by 2, divide top and bottom by 3, and keep on going until you get to lowest terms. Okay, let's try this last one, 15 divided by 25. Okay, well, since they both end in 5, I know they're divisible by 5. So I'm going to divide top and bottom by 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. 25 divided by 5 is 5. Now 3 and 5 cannot be reduced, so there's my simplified fraction, 3/5. Okay, so you guys work well on these fractions, and I think you'll find that fractions are not really anything to be afraid of. Just take paper and pencil out and just work through it like that, and you're on your way. Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.